Everyone, welcome back. We're going deep on something today that really got me thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this blog post titled "Stop Making Your Education Company Faster. Make it fit for the new era of learning."
Okay.
And it's all about, AI, like
Yeah.
how AI is really like changing the entire purpose of education.
Right.
Not just the speed, but like
Mhm.
what we even need to learn anymore.
Yeah.
And there's this fascinating paradox the author brings up
And
that AI can obviously help us learn faster,
Yeah.
right? But like, is that even the point anymore? What do you think?
Well, it's a great question, isn't it? I mean, think about it. We're seeing AI tools now like Claude and Galaxy Tabs,
Yeah.
and they can summarize like all this dense information in just seconds, It makes traditional lectures seem, well, pretty obsolete.
Yeah.
But think of it like this, like the self-checkout at the grocery store. The real change isn't the speed, it's the whole experience, you
Right.
know?
Oh, I love that analogy. So, okay, if we're not just trying to make learning faster, what should education like be focusing on in this new world with all this AI?
Well, this blog post, it highlights two major shifts, right? The first one is what learners need to know.
Okay.
Like in a world where you can just ask AI for the answer to anything,
Right.
skills like critical thinking, creativity, problem solving, these things become even more important, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like rote memorization isn't as important when you can just ask an AI what the capital Bhutan is or the formula for photosynthesis. So what's the second shift?
It's how we learn, I think. Like passive learning just won't cut it anymore.
Yeah.
We need more like interactive, personalized experiences. And AI can do that. I mean, imagine having an AI tutor that can like change to how you learn best. It would
Yeah.
give you like explanations and challenges that actually help you think critically.
Like having a personal coach for your brain.
Yeah.
The post really drives this point home, this call to action almost. Like, don't just make the old ways faster, like reinvent the whole thing.
Right. Reinvent it. It means moving away from like standardized tests that are just about memorizing stuff and more toward like project-based learning that helps with creativity and collaborating. Think about how AI could help students design experiments, analyze data, or even build solutions for real-world problems.
Putting knowledge into action. It's funny, the also paints this really clear picture. Like, imagine your kid struggling with some complex idea, or even you trying to understand something like, I don't know, quantum computing. And instead of getting frustrated, you've got this AI tutor right there to guide you through it.
And you know what? There's research on this. The post mentions a Harvard study. It's still being peer-reviewed, but students using AI tutors, they like more than doubled their learning in math.
Wow.
And in less time than the students who were using traditional methods.
What?
But that doesn't mean that AI tutors are like a magic solution, right? The study also found that the AI worked best when it was used for personalized feedback, and practice problems, not just for like giving information.
So it's not just about making things faster. It's about like using AI in the smart way to actually help people learn. So what were those learning gains? Was it just like better scores on standardized tests, or was it something more?
Well, that's where it gets interesting. The study looked at not just test scores, but also how well the students could explain what they learned and use it in new situations. And that's where the students with AI tutors really shined.
Okay, so understanding why things work, not just memorizing facts and figures, that actually reminds me of something the author said about making creativity a priority in this new age of AI.
Right.
Can you tell me more about that?
Sure. So when AI can answer like any question you can think of, it's our human ability to be creative and come up with new solutions. That becomes really important. And we need to be teaching that, encouraging students to ask what if questions and to experiment, and embrace thinking outside the box.
It's like,
Yeah.
like that saying, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day.
Yeah.
Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime.
Hmm.
But now it's more like, teach a person to invent a new fishing rod and you feed the entire community.
Exactly. And AI can help with that, with exploring new ideas and pushing boundaries, It's about using these tools to make us even more creative.
Yeah, it really like changes how we see AI, not as a threat to creativity, but as like a partner, like having a brainstorming buddy who can look at tons of data and suggest things we wouldn't even think of.
Oh, I like that. So like an AI that helps an artist blend different styles, or a musician write music with new harmonies. It's exciting to think about. But it also makes me wonder, how do we make sure everyone can access this kind of AI learning? We don't want only the people with resources to have these amazing tools, right?
That's really important. And the author of the post mentions that too, AI in education. It can really personalize learning and make it more fair for everyone. Imagine every student, no matter who they are or how they learn, having an AI tutor that helps them reach their full potential, like leveling the playing field, giving everyone the support they need. But how do we make sure these AI tutors are designed and used the right way?
Right.
I mean, they could reinforce biases, right? Or even limit how students think if we're not careful.
Exactly. That's why it's important to have teachers, ethicists, and even students involved in designing these tools.
Yeah.
We have to watch out for bias in the data that trains AI
Right.
and make sure they are designed to help students think for themselves, not just give them easy answers.
Like we teach kids to evaluate sources online. We need to teach them to do the same thing for information they get from AI. Which kind of brings us back to the big question from the blog post. What should we prioritize in education as AI changes everything?
That is the question, isn't it? And it's not just about policy or technology. It's about the future we want for ourselves and our kids. Do we want AI to just automate education, or do we want it to help people be more creative, more adaptable, and more resilient?
It's not just teaching with AI, it's teaching for an AI world.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into this post, what are some key takeaways you think our listeners should remember?
Well, the biggest one for me is that AI isn't just about making education faster. It's about changing what education even is and what it should prepare us for. We need to go beyond just doing the old things faster. We need a whole new way of learning, one that focuses on critical thinking, creativity, and solving problems.
Yeah.
The things that will help us thrive alongside AI.
Because when AI can answer anything, our human ability to imagine, to create, to connect, to empathize, that's what becomes truly valuable.
Exactly, and that's what we need to focus on in our schools if we want students to work with AI, not compete against it.
Right.
This blog post really makes us see AI as something that can help us reach everyone's potential.
Like we're switching from that, factory model of education
Yeah.
where everyone's on the same assembly line, something more like, I don't know, a craftsman's approach.
Yeah.
Yes, a craftsman. And the best part, this isn't just some theory. We're already seeing it happen. With these personalized learning platforms and AI tutors,
Right.
it feels like we're on the edge of something big.
It does, doesn't it? And, those learning gains from that Harvard study, more than double the progress in less time.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what this could mean for students who haven't done well in the traditional classroom,
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Imagine that student who's always struggling with math. And suddenly they get it because they have an AI tutor
Yeah.
that can explain it in a way that makes sense to them at their own pace. Or a student who loves history and they can just dive deep into whatever interests them using simulations and AI tools.
It's about finding that spark, and giving every student the tools to explore what they love. And this isn't about replacing teachers. It's about giving them, superpowers. Imagine teachers not having to spend all their time grading and doing paperwork. They can actually mentor students and have real discussions and create amazing learning experiences. Exactly. Let AI do the boring stuff so teachers can focus on what they're best at. Inspiring, guiding, connecting. It's humans and AI working together.
This is such an important conversation. As AI gets smarter, we have to be really thoughtful about its role in education. We can't just let it happen. We have to shape it.
I agree. It's not just about technology. It's about society. What kind of world do we want? One where AI just makes the problems in education worse? Or one where AI helps everyone reach their full potential?
It's a big question, and this blog post really makes us think about it. So as we wrap up our deep dive today, I'll leave you with this. The future of education isn't set in stone. We're creating it right now. With the choices we make, the conversations we have, the things we do.
And those choices are important. Will we use AI to build a future where everyone can learn and grow? Or will we let it become another thing that divides us?
What a great way to put it. It's up to us. This has been a fantastic conversation. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the future of education. We encourage you to check out the full blog post for more detail and keep thinking about these important questions. The future of learning is something we all need to be a part of.